Hello. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Freemasons, if that's okay. It's nothing bad. Like I said, um, I've always been in that circle. So, I've always been in that circle since high school. So, like I said, I woke up. I woke up this morning, or whenever I woke up, and they said, and I heard when I woke up, he's the son of the Freemasons. I want to talk about that. Let's hope we have a beautiful cloud. We might have beautiful clouds, we'll see. That looks alright. We'll look. Let's see. Yeah, it's alright right there. So, in 1996, I think it was, when I moved up to Lawrence, Kansas, to go to the University of Kansas, um, it was about Christmas time. So, we were entering Christmas time at that time. And a couple friends from the my dormitories, they all wanted to go to Johnson County to the place called the Plaza to look at the Christmas lights. I think that's what it's called, the Plaza. I don't know. I'd never been there, but I heard about it. So we went there, and we looked at the Christmas lights, did some Christmas shopping. And now I saw this book, and it said the history of the Freemasons. Now I already knew my dad had all the material he needed about them, all right, and like he could access anything he wanted. But the book itself was really pretty. It was like gold and blue leather. That's the only reason why I bought it, because it just looked pretty. I already knew he knew everything about it, but it was just like a nice statement piece, you know, something you could sit on your like bookshelf, and somebody be like, "Well, what does this mean?" You know, so you don't really have to come out and tell everyone, but you know, if they want to pick it up. But I didn't force him to read it. I wasn't like, "Yeah, I have to read this book, Dad." It was more about aesthetics, if anything, you know. It was just like a pretty book. That's all it was. I know he knew more than what was written in there. I knew he had an in-depth knowledge, but ultimately it was just a pretty book to me. So I bought it for him just for aesthetic reasons, and that's it. Gold and blue leather, I thought. I couldn't really afford a lot, but that's the best I could do. You know, I thought it would be a good statement piece. It's not like it was a major flex or anything, but it did make a statement, you know. So it didn't even have to be cracked open, so in my opinion. If someone came across it, they'd be like, "What is this?" You know, kind of. I don't know. At the time, it was the '90s. It looked really nice back then. So, anyway. So, uh, moved back. But there was always this like word. Every once in a while when I'm hanging out with like my dad, or I'm around people that may have been associated with the organization, or my uncle, just anyone associated with the organization, all right? I'd hear a couple of terms dropped. And I never understood it. I never understood what it meant. So, um, but apparently, waking up this morning, uh, there is a real term called uh, son of the Freemasons. That's a real thing. Um, you know what? I always envision the Masonic Temple looking different in the future. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's it's too old now. Like I said earlier in my other video, just doesn't meet. How do you say? Uh, doesn't meet current day standards, if you know what I mean. And you know what the Freemasons are about, right? Masonry, right? Building, right? That's their whole thing, building. So, you know, geometry and architecture and all that shit. That's like their whole thing. Compasses and such and fuck, you know, all that stuff. So I always try to envision a new kind of uh, Masonic temple in my head. I've thought about it for years. Like I knew exactly the kind of aesthetic I wanted to go for a new Masonic temple of the future. So yeah, so I grew up uh, around this idea and these concepts and these beliefs and these traditions. I mean, I didn't know everybody in the group, but the people I did know, I did know. I'm sure I've met like several of them. Several, like maybe once, twice, maybe several times. They all look familiar to me one way or another. When I see them on the Facebook friends list suggestion algorithm, you know, I'm like, wait, I swear I've met that person or shake their hand one time. And they're all dressed up real nice. It's really embarrassing when I go to their meetings all dressed up in like really cheap clothes. You know, I don't look nice. It's like going to Sunday school and being that like everybody's going to the rich Sunday school, and then you got like the poor kid in there. But anyways, but yeah, there's a term called the Sons of the Freemasons. I didn't know that was a real thing. I had no clue. Or Son of the Freemasons. I don't know where that came from. But then I've heard these terminologies before and I didn't understand what they meant. And now I do. I know I'm smoking a cigarette and letting you guys look at the beautiful Kansas sky right now. So, it's so pretty, ain't it? So blue, so white. Are all you farm boys doing aeromancy right now? Like looking at the sky, making sure that the fields are gonna, like the wheat fields are gonna. You ever see like golden wheat fields and then pressed against the blue and white Kansas sky? It's real pretty. You got like a sea of golden wheat and then the blue and white sky for miles. So, yeah, I was in and around these guys my whole life, learning this and that, but not knowing what it meant. I didn't have like a definition of terms like I do now with the internet. No one gave me a book, that said this is what it means. But maybe my dad tried to and I didn't understand it, but I always heard these terms dropped. This, especially this term. I've heard it a couple of times. I know I have. I've heard it more than like once. And I didn't know what it was until now, today, when I woke up and I looked it up. When I heard that voice in my head, when I just woke up like it was a dream. So I'll show you what I've been envisioning for years for a new Masonic temple. Didn't take me long. About like a couple of minutes. Because I already knew what I wanted. But it doesn't have to fit that exact look. It's just the idea, the concept behind it. Wait. Yeah, that's my neighbor. He likes to come out every time I'm outside. He just has the perfect timing. So, anywho, so I had this, I guess I woke up like this with a dream saying that he's the son of the Freemasons, which is really weird. I've never heard this before, this term in my life. He's not a member, but he's the son of the Freemasons. So, I don't know. Had to look it up. I mentioned it earlier in my other one, right? So, sorry, it's a little bit of a mess. I'm trying my best to maintain appearances as best as I can. Alright. So, he's the son of the Freemasons. Is that even a real thing? I thought, man, everybody's going to think I'm a fucking idiot. I'm crazy. If I don't define what I had heard when I woke up and thought I was dreaming. So anyways, here it is. So, in Freemasonry, the son of a Mason is traditionally called a Lewis, while the phrase sons of the widow symbolically refer to all Freemasons based on the legend of Hiram Abiff, the chief architect of King Solomon's temple, who is described in lore as the son of a widow. Traditional Masonic terms. Lewis, the traditional term for the son of a Freemason. Some jurisdictions specify he must be born after his father became a master mason. A Lewis often holds historical or preferential rights when petitioning to join the fraternity. Louveteau. Now, I've heard these two, Lewis and Louveteau, before. I swear to God I have. I've heard those two words dropped maybe a couple times since I was a teenager and from junior year to now. So, a Louveteau, a related French term used historically for the uninitiated son of a Freemason. The widow's son, a symbolic title for Hiram Abiy, extended metaphorically to all Freemasons who view themselves as metaphorical brothers or descendants of Hiram. Now, this is the interesting one. This one I like here, because this one resonates with me, and I've been doing my research on this one for a while now. The Widow's Sons Motorcycle Association. Masonic Riders. The Widow's Sons is also an international Masonic motorcycle association founded in 1998 by master masons who enjoy riding motorcycles. So I've been hunting these dudes down, and I kind of know a few of them in the community, but I don't know much about them. One of them I do know is a psychic who does magic. Purpose. Open strictly to Master Masons in good standing. The organization aims to introduce Freemasonry to motorcycling communities and raise funds for charitable causes. So, anyways, yeah. I know a couple of motorcyclists, so. But anyways. What is in Masonry? A Lewis is an ancient mechanical lifting device used to hoist heavy stone blocks in Freemasonry. The term also serves as a symbolic title for the son of a Mason, representing strength and the duty to support his parents. The operative tool. Design, a wedge-shaped metal assembly inserted into a pre-cut dovetail hole on the top of a large stone block. Function, expands under tension to create a secure grip, allowing a crane or winch to lift the stone without damaging outer surfaces. History, used reliably since Roman times for monumental architecture and cathedrals. The Masonic symbol, meaning representing strength, duty, and the familial bond of a son bearing responsibilities. The Lewis son, symbolizing how a father raised a son into the craft just as the tool raises a stone. Privileges. Traditionally, a Lewis son is granted priority or a young minimum age for initiation into a lodge, depending on the jurisdiction. So, anyways, yeah, I started going there probably when I was in high school, just to visit, like a field trip. Anyways, and yeah, I think we dealt with, yeah. Anyways, yeah, field trips there all the time. All right. The French word, louveteau, plural, louveteau, primarily means a wolf cub in zoology and cultural context. It refers to a Cub Scout, a young participant aged roughly to 8 to 12 in scout movements, where groups are styled with Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. So, yeah, offspring. Yeah, I don't see anything referring to the Masons there. But let's look over here. Masons. All right. A louveteau is the French term for the son of a Freemason. Now that's what I heard when I was when I woke up, and I heard that like in a dream. Equivalent to a Lewis in the English tradition. The word translates literally to young wolf or wolf cub, and a daughter is called a louvetine. So, Meaning and symbolism. Operative Masons. The stone support. Operative Masons use mechanical devices called a louvre or Lewis, inserting into a stone to lift heavy blocks. Symbolically, the son Louveteau is the support and strength of his aging father. Ancient ties. Some Masonic historians connect the young wolf named to ancient Egyptian or Greek mystery schools where candidates or initiates wore wolf masks. Traditional privileges, special status in continental European and French influenced jurisdictions. Louveteaux historically have a recognized status within the Masonic family. Rites of initiation. Traditionally, a Louveteau or Lewis has the privilege of being initiated in Freemasonry at the early age or before the candidates, provided meets the standard requirements and wishes to join. Masonic adoption. Some jurisdictions include certain Scottish rite bodies, practices, specific ceremonies, or baptism of adoption for the young children of Masons. So you can find all this stuff on the internet. It's just to Google. It's not hard. Just type it in. You know, you gotta be a fucking idiot if you don't know how to say, hey Google, type in Louveteaux, Freemasons, and AI will do all the work for you from there. So, I don't know if you're too old to understand that, you farts, but this is what I have to say. Anyways, this is where I'm on the hunt, and I've been on the hunt for these boys for quite some time, and they're growing in numbers, let me tell you. I mean, if you guys still have this, these guys would probably flock to it, I'm sure. The Widow's Sons Masonic Writers Association is an international group founded in 1998 for Freemasons who love motorcycle riding. Members must be Masons in good standing, and the organization operates independently to support local lodges, raise charity funds, and promote brotherhood on the open road. So, yeah, they do. They do some important work. They're important people in the community. I'm pretty sure, and they like riding motorcycles. So, can't you imagine just being like an advertisement for like Harley Davidson or some shit? You know, I don't know. In this day and age, advertisements are everything. Branding, marketing, branding magic, anyways. Core purposes, charity. Raise money to support widows, orphans, and local community causes. Masonic awareness. Promote Freemasonry inside the motorcycling community. Lodge and support. Encourage regular attendance and active participation in Blue Lodge lodges. Fellowship. Provide a safe and organized way for riding brethren to travel together. So, must be a recognized Freemason, Master Mason in some chapters. Fellow crafts or entered apprentice. Must own and ride a street legal motorcycle. So, emphasizes being a Mason first. Joining Freemasonry solely to gain club entry is strongly discouraged. So, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I had a bug. I don't know if I got it, but emphasizing being a Mason first. Joining Freemasons solemnly to gain club entry is discouraged. Operating a social riding association rather than official appendant body of regular Grand Lodge governance. All right. So yeah, I'm sure there's some. Anyways, let's go back to this Lewis and Sons of Freemasons, Sons of Widows, and a Louveteau. So we'll go to these. All right, Louveteau and Sons of Freemasons. We understand what that is now, right? Louveteau and Sons of Freemasons and a Lewis. So, all right. All right, China. Let's go to China. China builds more than 90% of the world's super tall skyscrapers over 300 meters, driven by massive state owned contractors and modular prefabrication pioneers. Key market leaders include China's State Construction Engineering Corporation, Broad Sustainable Buildings, and Shanghai Construction Group. So we know that China is like the number one leader in the world when it comes to just building prefabricated, sustainable buildings, all right? And this is just probably your core shell structure. This is not your interior, all right? This is just your core structure. In America, it'd probably cost you a fortune to do this, right? So in China, they can do this because everything's done by machines. It's all factory built. Machines assemble it together, get it all perfect. It's all done by AI, whatever. China knows how to do it. We all know it. America, it takes forever. It's too hard for us, and we still haven't caught up to them yet. So, anyways, China has the materials, and China has the machines to do it like on fleek. We already know that. Google AI has already confirmed that on a worldwide scale. So complete mega skyscrapers are not sold as single manufacturing off-the-shelf products with fixed list prices, including Chinese manufacturers and heavy industrial groups supply the core components, such as prefabricated structural steel frames, curtain walls, and high-speed elevators, with bulk structural kits typically ranging from $35 to $55 per square meter on a platform like madeinchina.com, where entire super tall skyscraper construction project scales into the billions. So depending what you want, it's all based on, various price points. But ultimately, China will probably buy you out somehow. They'll just price it where nobody can compete against it. All right. Not because they have cheap and unreliable materials, but we're talking about the best, pretty much the best you can get. Unbreakable glass and stuff that can withstand, I don't know, a category what? What's the highest level of tornado? Tornado in Kansas. Category. So, what is it? Like category, I don't know. What's the word? F5? I guess F5, all right? So, we go to, say we go to China and we are like, you have to build us something like a skyscraper that can withstand F5 tornadoes, flooding, and pest control. So there's no leakage, all right? And they'll do whatever they can because I've heard they can do this shit. They can with a lot of them. And most of their buildings have a lifespan of anywhere from like 300 years to maybe more. I don't know. But we're talking about skyscraper material, so that's gonna have to withstand, regardless, for a long time, right? So I don't know. Well, so yeah, this is what an estimated cost, right? We're not really sure, but we're just looking. I don't know. I'm not a finance person, so I don't understand everything like that. So, anyways, an AI smart building uses artificial intelligence and LOT sensors to autonomously manage and optimize systems like HVAC, lighting, security, and energy use. It shifts traditional static automation into a dynamic ecosystem that reduces energy costs and predicts maintenance needs and optimizes occupant comfort in real time. So, anyways, everything's going this way in the future, right? So, America has to figure out how to do this right. So, I'm sure there's someone out there in America that's doing that, right? So, this is what you need on the interior. Structurally on the outside, that right there from China is probably your best. Here, for security reasons and being in America, this can all be done in America. So, America, that's fine. Go ahead, give us the Easter egg, plastic Easter egg, all right? But we still want that candy to be American candy inside. Is that all right? Thank you. The plastic Easter egg we know will last forever because plastic doesn't break down. But the candy does eventually, so we can go in and update it if we need. So, anyways, I love this guy. I think he's a great artist, one of the best out there right now. James Turrell. Mad respect for this guy. Just the way he uses lighting is just amazing. I'm always dropping this old bugger's name down. I can't imagine a bunch of old farts saying no to this guy. Hey, you want to build us some kind of artistic whatever in Salina, Kansas? So let's just take a look at some of his artwork. Yeah. Real cool shit, right? Yeah. He does some real cool shit. So it's James Turrell. He does all this lighting. Very spiritual looking stuff. So it's really like space agey or almost. I don't know. It's ethereal. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to go back up to him so we understand who he is and how important of an artist he is in American history right now. So James Turrell is an American artist known for his work within the light and space movement. He is considered the master of light, often creating art installations that mix natural light with artificial color through openings in ceilings, thereby transforming internal spaces by ever shifting and changing color. So, yeah, he's doing some pretty wicked stuff, as we can tell. Even in his old age, people are still amazed by him. And we know that the Salina Masonic Temple, Wikipedia, let's see, Wiki. So we already know that this is registered as a National Register of Historic Places because of the architect Isaac L. Zerby. I don't know how important he is, but we can look. Isaac L. Zerby. So apparently, I don't know. Maybe there's something important about him. I don't know. He must be. There must be. They wouldn't. I don't know. Mason, architect. So, oops, I misspelled that. So yeah, he's pretty important in Salina, I guess. So for that, and he'll be remembered for that. So, anyways, let's go back to James Turrell. So we know who he is and what he does. We're looking at Chinese Easter eggs, plastic Easter eggs. All right. And we're asking James Turrell to do the inside for us because we know the Chinese Easter egg is like gonna withstand everything and be strong as fuck and last 1,000 years, right? Like all of their Easter eggs in America, they never decompose. They last forever. So, yeah. Uh, Motorcycle riders, Louvotie, we already know he's a Freemason. How does he support everything? Reference a Lewis, structural building blocks, and then back to the Sons of Widow. And then officially, what I think the new Freemasons building should look like in Salina, Kansas. To this idea. To this idea. So, I don't know. This is just an idea. It's not a legitimate idea. Like, it's just a general idea. I like the idea of skyscraper architecture. Obviously, this is not a full skyscraper, though. But it looks like a temple, right? Probably lasts about, I don't know, probably not 1,000, but 500 at least. And then the inside is all done by James Turrell and his team of HVAC, whatever, and yeah, heating, cooling, space art, high technology. So it all shines like this too throughout Salina. So yeah. Anyways, I think when I upload this, I'm gonna put that picture on there, and I'll say this is my idea of a futuristic Masonic temple in Salina, Kansas. It even looks like Salina, doesn't it? I don't know where it's at, maybe downtown. But it looks like Salina, I don't know. But yeah, a Masonic temple of the future. Probably with a cheap Easter egg that will last forever from China. And then like a world-renowned American artist totally taking over because all this is glass and steel. All of it is just glass and steel. So I can't imagine James Turrell not being able to do anything with glass and steel structures that can withstand EF5 winds of tornadoes in Salina, Kansas, and flooding. I mean, he's already got the Easter egg built the way the Masons want it. All he has to do is make it fancy looking for the whole town to look at when they pass by. So I don't know. So I woke up. I woke up this morning. I think it was a dream. Hopefully it's not a schizophrenic, delusional hallucination. I mean, have you ever woke up and heard something? I don't know. It's coffee still. I just got a new cup, so I only drink 2 cups a day. So like I said, when I woke up, I thought it was a dream. I really couldn't see the people or the men. I don't know who they were. They felt old. And they said he's not a member of the Freemasons, but he's the son of the Freemasons. So yeah, I think it's a good concept. We don't have to go with that one. That's not the end-all be-all. This is just an AI composite. The idea is there. The idea is there. Steel, unbreakable glass, Freemasons, James Turrell. All right, that's all. But the concept's there. The rest is up to the designer and architect, whoever wants it done, which fucking way they want it. But at least we have this idea so far. This idea of what it could look like. Right? Anyways, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm probably on my deathbed, so bye.